Galio makes sense.
But like Galio Kindred?
You need some damage, though. I mean, you have the Rumbles, so it's definitely shored up a bit.
It can't be AP, so like, what, Kindred,
Viego.
Nocturne? I don't think this is a Viego comp, though.
But what does Owner want to play?
Well, we're about to find out. Talon?
Talon. Kindred.
Well, I think Kindred.
Zed?
You gotta do something like that.
Master E?
Okay, we're not gonna.
Briar?
Okay, we're carry us trolling,
Kindred,
guys.
okay.
Kindred, that makes sense. Kindred Galio. A lot of healing.
We just saw this.
We did. Yeah.
This feels like a better comp, though.
Yes.
What we saw.
I do quite like this. I think the Kindred Galio combo is one that's very strong. Senna also gives you the added benefit of you can use the Kindred ult and then use the Senna ult on top.
There it is.
Oh my god, that
Poppy.
is... So I really like the Poppy here. I think Poppy just feels like a smash hit. It makes Galio's play pattern a lot harder for him to reliably get. It is good into Alistair. And then it also just... Kindred as a champion is just invalidated kind of by it, because you can knock her out of her ult and knock other people out of the ult. You have the ability to not let her Q, which is a pretty big deal, and you have great point and click CC. So locking her down, slamming her into a wall, gives you a lot of opportunities. Now the obvious issue for HANWHA Live is that these are two separate compositions. We have Neferi and Ari, and Poppy kind of does both, which is one plan.
Let's see what actually happens as we are ready. Let's hop into the rift for game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
Game number 2 already here on the cards. HANWHA Life. Pretty... It wasn't one-sided, but once they got going, it was one-sided. Like, the entire game wasn't one-sided, but it definitely felt like a solid victory for HANWHA Life Esports after the first 15 minutes. Once they took that first team fight, it kind of felt over from there. They snowballed very well.
In a matchup...
The charm, he has to flash. Would have died if he didn't flash. And already, ZEUS is winning this lane once again.
He hasn't even brought out the eye drops yet. This is not even his final form!
That's true. ZEUS hasn't needed the eye drops yet, as far as we can tell.
Those only come out for like game 4. And there will be no game 4 in this series.
No.
Just take... Okay, ZEUS, come on, I'm trying to...
It's why HANWHA is such a... Oh, another charm. Nice punch by Faker, but again, it's basically just trying to stay alive. Like, he's not winning.
Yeah.
He's just, okay, I'm not dead. Like, but I'm still falling behind on CS.
Mark is on the southern part of the rift. Should be hard to
Mark's not in
get.
this game, actually. He plays for DNF. But it's a good point. There was a Pyoshik on the bottom side of the rift, which Peanut did deny. And Owner's looking for the dive in the top lane. Chronicler's very angry with me. Double knock-up as T1 just jump into it. Thorin takes double turret shots. The TP takes about 8 years, so they're okay.
Yeah.
But that was one of the messiest dives I've seen in a while. It's a lot of crystals.
A lot of crystals. No flash on Faker!
Okay, nice Justice Punch. Not much that Delight can do. And that is going to be ZEUS down his flash. But he's Ari, so I still like making the play, you know, chunking out Faker, trying to extend your lead in the mid lane. Especially against a Galio who's supposed to be pretty safe into this lane. But not in this game.
Still waiting. But there's no flash anymore. ZEUS not that close to level 6. Delight doesn't have Hex Slash either. I think they're trying again. Woo.
I mean, with Ignite and Flash, like, if Delight hits him into a wall, then yeah, he's dead. Speaking of which, Faker walks up, and the exact thing that I just said comes to life. As for some reason, Faker just didn't think it was possible. But as we knew, it was very possible. And that is going to be first blood given over to ZEUS.
He is.
Gotta gas up the teammates, you know. Even though ZEUS didn't show a lot of emotion, it's fine. Peanut is going to be in a lot of trouble here, as he does not have Flash anymore. Trying to give this kill over to Doran, maybe, but one more wins a war, and he does go down. Okay, trying to go untargetable once again as in goes Faker, and finally they take him down. Owner picks up the mark, as it looks like that's what they wanted by the end of it all.
ZEUS is just getting further ahead in this middle lane. This
He also has a Dark Seal.
This was a counter pick, VODS.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we talked about in the draft. Like, there were a lot of Faker's big picks just denied. Like, no Talia, Yone, Victor, Azir, and Ahri was taken away. So, went to the Galio, and now he is the lane that is farthest behind. Definitely not the best feeling for Faker in this one. Viper is living his best life. You know, Aguma's moving around. He's, like, trying to help on objectives and stuff. Viper's
not
like,
interacting.
You know what I do? I attack the minions, and I use my skills on the enemies, and then I back, and then I do it again. I'll see you at 225.
When he becomes a real champion. Yeah, no, HANWHA Life, they have a slight gold lead. I can assure you, I know there's a Sen on the enemy team. I mean, it's a Kindred on the enemy team. HANWHA Life will be very happy to play to late with this composition. Funnily enough, you could argue that when it comes to the range, the fact that if you get enough marks on Kindred, mostly the Senna, is going to reach a point where she's a big issue. I also do think that ever since they did all the rounds of nerfs to Smolder, Senna is one of the few champions where your healing can actually be really annoying for him to deal with his burn, and you can kind of negate some of the value there. Might be looking towards it. Zaka's nowhere near though, and Faker obviously will not have prio, but he does have his ultimate as Zaka is just on his way.
Just walking.
Yeah, I thought that...
Faker gets there first, I think, with his ult.
It's pretty close. Zaka can also use the first instance of his ult. I think they're going to arrive around the same time. If HANWHA Life played a little slow.
Well, there's the equalizer. It's a good one, but the Poppy ult is even better as they go all in onto one target. Down goes Owner, and the smite goes the way of Peanut, and now this is really rough times for the side of T1 as in goes Peanut, but there's no damage follow-up, and Zeka still on the chase. He's going to hit the charm again, as there you go. Another kill goes over to Zeka, and already the snowball is beginning for HANWHA Life Esports.
They have Ornn and Smolder! They have Ornn and Smolder!
Ornn and Smolder. Don't forget the bridge.
All right.
The Ahri Nefiri.
Again, yeah, and the real bridge there was Poppy. The one thing that you can't have happen, and we've seen it with 2 Kindreds in a row now.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the angles.
I don't want to accept it, VODS, because I don't want to live with reality. Oh.
We need to see more Poppy. As Dorn is going to flash out of this one. He
Yeah,
should
how
be
was
okay.
that an R5 pick, by the way?
I don't know. It was just totally ignored. We wanted to see, you and I wanted to see it in game 1.
We have 4 players on the Rift that can single-handedly win games with Poppy. Because I've seen all 4 of them do it!
All 4 of them can do it, yeah.
Both junglers, both supports.
And it's just ignored until the very end when it was amazing. Into T1's comp, they're like, huh, what's the Oh, yeah, Poppy. Huh, she deserves more respect.
Okay, T1, Doran TPing in, level 11, does have the equalizer, level 2. Poke is good here.
Yeah, I mean, they're zoning them away.
Nice.
Doesn't really look like HANWHA are set up for contesting this very well. So that is going to be the Rift Herald going over to T1. It is an Ornn getting some free time at the bottom lane. Just importantly, going to get those levels we keep talking about.
One of my biggest pet peeves with Ornn is when they do exactly that. When they're like, oh, he's a tank, we gotta just wait. Did you ever do that experiment where you need to build
Yes.
a bridge? Yeah, that's a classic. Oh,
It was like a tower.
yeah,
You had to
and you need
hold
be
a
able-
weight.
Yeah, stand on top of it. Yeah, that's fun.
Well, I wouldn't stand on it, but
Trying.
maybe standards in the US not quite as
Well, you can
not quite a sight.
It's fine.
Carry looking for an angle here on a Zek. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
You have the
but
Herald.
He's getting some good positioning.
Zeka and the Light playing very respectful here, going to take down the Rift. Carry out, they can get in on someone. Peanut, that's in the theory though.
Yeah, it's not a real target. Now the TP's behind them. ZEUS, he is an Ornn. I don't really think they can kill him, but a double knockup comes in. He flashes out of the Galio. They're still showing a lot of respect to HANWHA Life. Not going full on in. If that were B&K, they're diving into that jungle.
Oh, they're just giving it up.
Yeah, they're just going to give up the Drake. They set up on it, but it didn't look good afterwards. And they used their Galio ults.
They used 2 ultimates.
The Alistar ult, and they
I
just
think
leave.
Without Galio, they would try. No shot you try without the Alistar ult.
Yeah.
I,
Stellates still has his.
So that's sole point for Ornn and Smolder. 18 minutes. I just keep repeating myself, but nothing else is happening.
Are we gonna get the return of Doomer Chronicler?
No,
It's
no,
such a rare skin.
That was dark times. We're not going back to that.
It was today.
We're not going back to
It
that.
happened earlier.
Valdez, I am a different man now.
He's
You know,
changed.
I've changed. I've given up
He's
that
come
life.
to terms with.
But outside of HANWHA, the only other team that's more disciplined, I'd argue the world is Gen G. I don't think any other team, when it comes to playing out games for positions like this, is quite as slow and steady.
Yeah,
oh my God, he's going in!
The charm is going to miss, but it doesn't matter. He's so tanky. He's Ari. Look at his door. He's just dead. It's just a one-on-one solo bolo from ZEUS. And
It's
yeah,
cooked.
Faker,
It's
you can't flash with the taunt anymore.
No.
Oh, not Doomer Chronicler.
It's done. It's done. Oh.
Okay, he's just unlocking Hex Flash. He doesn't have Hex Flash. He is going to knock away.
It's not done. We're so bad.
The ultimate down. But guess what, guys? There's no objective outside of the Otacon. Now they're going to engage, though. On to Peanut.
Yeah!
He's dead. P1 looking for the objective. ZEUS still here.
No Doomer Chronicler, baby. Let's go. They got Otacon.
We might have a little series.
They're getting big backs. They are coming back and fighting for that soul point. Don't look at smolder stacks.
No, not important.
Don't do it.
Not important.
Faker, stop giving him more stacks.
It's okay. He stopped him at 224.
It wouldn't have mattered, right? Like, he's going to hit it. I know. We're playing it up.
It's okay, Doomer Chronicler. We'll make it through this together.
He's not real.
They're just going for the mid turret. And Carry is not. Yeah, he's not going to do anything about that. No Demolish proc. Yes, Demolish proc. They will get it.
Level 14.
Trying to collapse here on a Faker, it looks like, who is just going to run into the river. Looks like he is okay. And they just want to set up position here on this Dragon, of course. HLE Esports looking for that Infernal Soul.
Viper just wants to queue people.
He's trying his best.
Oh my God. Well, Guma can heal it at least, but more of that poke hits, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Zeus not really able to make his way in. Equalizer now going to do a little bit of damage. More of a zoning equalizer than anything else.
A little bit.
Yeah, Zeus did walk back over it. Faker in a rough spot, but he will be okay. In goes ZEUS, though. Gonna get the charm here on Owner. Nice amount of poke from them. Even the Smolder helping out of that. And now they just turn on Naguma and Doran, who are left out to dry by the team as everybody else was running away. That's going to be that early pick. Charm not going to hit fear from ZEUS, but you know what is really going to hit hard? Orange Smolder with Infernal Soul at 25 minutes into the game.
I'm done coping. No more cope.
Doomer Chronicler's back.
This game is done. If HANWHA Live lose this game, I will believe in curses.
Wow.
I swear.
Chronicler.
If HANWHA Live somehow lose
You're a
this,
changed man today. I don't know what to
I
say.
will believe.
That's crazy. We're getting a little engaged here. Owner very, very low. And he ult in from Peanut as Doran's so low. Get a nice ult away as Zeus, though, is pretty deep. Delight as well, getting chunked out. But the damage from ZEUS and Viper is just so gigantic. And even Zeus is still here. Gonna get the Naga, but it's a little bit too deep. Look at the health bars at T1. That's all Viper and ZEUS just chunking them down. The gold's number might be even. But the Ornn items plus
it's not
Infernal
close.
Soul value is,
Well,
I mean, might be like 5-6K ahead.
Yeah, once ZEUS gets his...
Little flank.
Oh, little flank.
Little flankaroo. They didn't go in on that. Guma's alone, and the flank. Who's flanking who? What is this?
Is that Pool Bay?
I guess so. Except it's Faker, actually. He's might just die to Peanut alone, who is ulting in onto Galio. And yeah, he's just kind of playing with his food at this point. Guma left out to dry. And it's just HLE, they're just waiting, baiting them into these rough spots. And T1 trying to find an angle, but they just cannot.
Viper has, I'm pretty sure, had sums this entire game. I don't think they've been forced.
Maybe he used them aggressively.
Maybe like very early on.
Yeah.
Well, might do that here.
Well, Charm's going to miss, but Carry is not in the fight anymore. Still going to try to get in there. He doesn't have
Owner, you got to get this.
Yeah, Equalizer comes down. Owner knocked away. And now they can just smite it down. Easy peasy. There it goes as, yeah. That's a Baron now over to the side of HLE Esports. They get it for free.
They do not have a lot of pedals because they didn't get a lot of kills since the Otacon, but we can dream. There are two wolves inside me, Veldis. And they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Come on, T1.
All right, well, they're on vision.
Look at the poke.
The damage already coming in onto this Elder. TP is going to be pretty straight up. Who goes down onto Doran. Zeka's got an angle, but he's spotted. And it's getting lower and lower. Bomb will be called, and in goes Zeka. Gonna hit the charm on that back line, and Doran's almost already dead. As Owner throws in the ult, we got the Galio over the top. The Light might be in some trouble, but Owner's already dead. As the jungler goes down for T1, and they don't have a fight afterwards. In goes the Nefiri. Peanut just hunting them down like the Nefiri you would expect. And it was over a long time ago, but HANWHA Life gonna put the nail in that coffin and take down this Elder Drake.
No wave deep enough, turret still standing. So the odds of an actual end right now, not really there.
Has that upgraded locket. I think that was the item we were looking at that had like 700 health.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh. It's way too much. And FAKER going for the desperation flank. He'll be able to live, it looks like, but again, living at this point, not feeling too great. Maybe he was like trying to get the wave or something, because they don't have Baron, right? So it's pretty desperate either way. And the flank, or not the flank, the push, the siege is still happening here. And the Ornhorn will be called just to force it underneath the turret. They're going to find Owner as the turn comes in, and he's not going to die because of his ult, but now he's going to die. Just a little bit after the fact. HANWHA Life Esports will be taking down this inhibitor turret and the inhibitor, and we'll be looking for the 2-0 here tonight in relatively simple fashion. LIKE going to find another angle reminiscent of that level 4 gank that he got in mid lane onto FAKER, which really started the snowball in this game. They don't quite have a wave, but they've got some little wolves to help out here, and it's just a done deal at this point. Got 10 seconds on Keria, who won't be able to clear out the wave, so there you have it. 34 minutes, and HANWHA Life will take down T1 in 2-0 fashion. Not much to see here in the series, to be honest. We thought it was going to be closer. We thought it was going to be epic, but instead HANWHA are just proving that they are the better team.